Hey everyone, Shabam here and welcome back to our next episode of the WWE 2K19 Universe Mode, and this one is episode number 1 of Ring of Honor. Been looking forward to a bit of Ring of Honor for quite some time. I know a few of you guys out there have been requesting it as well. And we are starting things off incredibly strong with Tommaso Ciampa versus Kyle O'Reilly. And Tommaso Ciampa starting things off incredibly strong as well. And you would have seen there in the little opening part of the match, something that I really like about this universe mode. I'm hoping you guys will like it as well. But obviously, because of the amount of different universes we're running at the same time, there's going to be a lot of, not cross-promotional as such, but you saw Tommaso Ciampa come out, obviously, with the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla Tag Team Championships. Of course, DIY are the current Tag Team Champions of Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. They won the belts at our Battle of Los Angeles pay-per-view last weekend, which definitely check out if you've not seen it already. It was a fantastic 3-day show. Lots of fantastic matches there, but that's something that's going to happen a lot more as we move forward. Of course, we haven't got that many championships crowned at this point in time. We will start to put together a main event for our first pay-per-view, which is going to be Ring of Honor's Best in the World. In a couple of weeks' time, we'll start putting that main event together tonight in our main event. But yeah, as time goes on, we get more and more champions crowned. You'll start to see people, obviously, with the belts going into different companies and trying to pick up as many championships as possible. Some, for example, are going to be... actually, I don't know if that's true or not. I was going to say... is it true? Yes, it is. So, for example, our main event of All In this Saturday, or Sunday, should I say, sorry, for AEW, is going to contain the current New Japan United States Champion, Hangman Page, versus the current New Japan Intercontinental Champion in Chris Jericho. And one of those two is going to walk away with the AEW Championship as well. So, it's going to be pretty cool to see how people do start to stack these championships up a little bit. It'll be pretty interesting to see. But obviously starting things off here with a bang. Now we are going to have our... It's 3 weeks actually. So it's not this weekend, not next weekend. It's the weekend after. So this weekend we've got All In. AEW pay-per-view. Next weekend we have got TNA's Unbreakable pay-per-view. The weekend after that we're going to have Ring of Honor's Best in the World pay-per-view. And the week after that we're going to have New Japan's Dominion pay-per-view. And then we'll start from the beginning with AEW again. At that pay-per-view, we are going to have a fatal 4-way tag team championship match involving Red Dragon, WarMachine, the Briscoes Brothers, and SCU. That'll be, of course, for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. And tonight we'll see 2 parts of that match as WarMachine take on the Briscoes. Also, we'll have a Ring of Honor Television Championship match. I've currently got it down as Jay Lethal versus Mike Bennett versus Tommaso Ciampa triple threat. However, things on that one might change depending on what happens. You never know. But our main event of our Ring of Honor pay-per-view is going to be a fatal 4-way elimination match. Or I might do fatal 4-way Iron Man match. Just because that's what happened in the... Was it the original Ring of Honor Championship match? Yeah, I might do fatal 4-way Iron Man, you know. And we're going to be putting people in that match with some qualifiers over the next 3 shows. Starting with tonight's main event, which will involve somebody that's been requested quite a bit over the last few days, so hopefully you guys will be happy to see him. But we'll get into that a bit later on. Let's concentrate on what we have in the ring right now. Kyle O'Reilly versus Tommaso Ciampa. Both guys that could get themselves in the Ring of Honor Heavyweight Championship picture, but I dare say, obviously, both of them are going to be fighting for championships at Best in the World anyway. Like I said, Red Dragon going for the Tag Team Championships with Ciampa pushing for the Ring of Honor Television Championship. And just so you are aware, the way I've done it, just to help me out with save files and so forth and downloading cores and that, we're going to put all the female wrestlers together on Shimmer. So although there is a Women of Honor division here and so forth, and a women's division AEW, I will just be putting them all into one Shimmer company, just because I'm struggling because the new logo limits and this, that, and the other that we've had the last couple of years. I've not been able to download as many cores as I wanted to, so I put all the females on a separate save file to make it easier for me as Champa hits the Project Champa. I'm in for a 2 count. So if you are wondering why there are no females on some of these rosters, that's why they're going to have their own show. A weekly Shimmer show. Ciampa now stalking O'Reilly. O'Reilly catches the leg. Ciampa sending O'Reilly off the far side. Nice back elbow, taking him down. Stamping right in the chest as well. So if you are interested, today, of course, is Ring of Honor. Tomorrow will be New Japan. And then Friday will be our first episode of Lucha Underground. I'm so hyped for a Lucha Underground universe. I mean, I did one tester episode about 3 or 4 years ago. I never did any more with it, but I was surprised the other day when I looked at it and saw how many views it had. It really did pick up a lot. So having a proper Lucha Underground universe mode this season, I think, is going to be really, really fun. As Ciampa now wrenching back with that sort of like a cloverleaf style submission. But O'Reilly able to break free. Really good arena this one again, isn't it? I like this. As Ciampa now just pinging O'Reilly back into the middle of the ring. Back up to his feet once again. There's the boot in the gut. Ciampa taking him up, looking, I think, for a second Project Ciampa of the match. But O'Reilly's rolled him through, looking for a sneaky one. Ciampa rolls it back through. And O'Reilly able to break free. Strong start here to our Ring of Honor Universe mode with two very good names. Both going for it. Both knowing how important momentum is going to be over the next few weeks. Big knee strike there by Kyle O'Reilly right to the side of the head. Stomping on the knees of Tommaso Ciampa. And then Ciampa just face washing Kyle O'Reilly away. Ciampa stiff right hand to the face of O'Reilly. Takes him down with the strong strikes. Ducks underneath O'Reilly before... No, O'Reilly caught him into a rock bottom. Kyle O'Reilly just dropping a rock bottom on Tommaso Ciampa and then locking in the armbar. He has the leg and the knee hooked as well. Is Ciampa going to tap? He's pretty much central of the ring. We know he's had issues with his knees the past couple of years, but he is back up on his feet now. He takes him up. Oh, and dropping O'Reilly face first onto his kneecap. Only a 2 count, but O'Reilly did not have a lot in that kick out at all. Ciampa back up on his feet, just stomping on the back of the head of O'Reilly. O'Reilly fighting back with the right hand in the gut of Ciampa. Ciampa booting the gut of O'Reilly as well. Ciampa now O'Reilly up on his shoulders. Nice Death Valley driver by Tommaso Ciampa. I like the little Ring of Honor logo in the corner as well. I think that's a nice little touch, these sort of things. Ciampa taking him up. There's the Project Ciampa for the second time in the match. Pings into the pin. 1, 2, and no! I picked up the highlight and everything ready to highlight the champion, the winner of this match, but O'Reilly still with enough in the tank to kick out, but Ciampa stalking once again. Ciampa now taking him up and planting him face first. There's the pin. Surely this time it's going to be enough. And it is for Tommaso Ciampa to pick up the victory over Kyle O'Reilly. Strong, very, very strong first match here in our Ring of Honor Universe mode. Ciampa hitting 2 Project Ciampas in this match. And eventually it was enough to take off Kyle O'Reilly. So like I said, Tommaso Ciampa will be fighting at our first pay-per-view for Ring of Honor. I'm pretty sure it's going to be... I've got it down as Best in the World, but I need to check there's an arena available for Best in the World first. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. And of course, he's built up a bit of momentum for that as well. Like I said, he'll be challenging against Jay Lethal and Mike Bennett, or Mike Kanellis, whatever he's called on this game, for that Ring of Honor Television Championship. Ciampa looked like he was always going to win this match, to be honest. I mean, O'Reilly had some opportunities, but Ciampa was very strong, wasn't he? There was a second Project Ciampa. Of course, he floated straight into the pin, but it was not enough to confirm the 3 count. It took that one last implant from Tommaso Ciampa to get the win. There we go. Tommaso Ciampa is victorious here. Your PWG Tag Team Champion is looking for the Ring of Honor Television Championship in a few weeks as well. But I think he's have to defend those PWG Tag Team Championships before he has that go, I think. We've got PWG Black Mass coming up for you next month, or next week, should I say. And as you can probably assume, it's going to be Kenny Omega versus Aleister Black in the main event. Anyway, enough PWG. Let's move on to our second match of the night. And here we are then, a great chance for one of these two teams to pick up some momentum moving forward to that Tag Team Championship match I mentioned, our Best in the World pay-per-view. The Briscoe Brothers versus SCU versus WarMachine versus Red Dragon. And of course, WarMachine are the current IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Of course, from our previous New Japan Universe mode, we finished just before starting this brand new one, which is pretty cool. They will be defending those belts at our first New Japan pay-per-view, Dominion. Now, they will be defending them against Best Friends. The reason behind that is that Best Friends were the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, but because of limitations and cause and all that sort of stuff, we are going to drop the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships, just keep one set of belts. So I'll give them Best Friends the opportunity to fight for those ones, sort of like a unification match, if you will. Right, so we've got Jay Briscoe and Hanson. I was going to say inside the ring. They're not anymore, than the far side of the ring. And we've got Mark Briscoe and Rowe on the right-hand side. I have no idea who Eric and Ivan are. Or which one's which. I've got no idea. So I'm just going to stick with Hanson and Rowe, if that's okay with you guys. I'm sure there'll be Hanson and Rowe again on the indie scene pretty soon. Another rock bottom. Everyone's rocking out the rock bottoms here on Ring of Honor. Maybe that's a hint. Maybe Ring of Honor are signing the Rock. I mean, that's the sort of thing we're going to have to really balance this universe mode, isn't it? Now, obviously, with WWE gone, which is the storyline behind this universe mode, WWE has collapsed, which is why all of their superstars have gone back onto the independent scene. So because of that, there's no allegiances at all. So people like The Rock, Austin, Goldberg, Sting, all those people are free agents as well. And I would like to, at some point, use one or two here and there, but obviously I don't want to make them... They're never going to be permanent members of anyone's roster, don't get me wrong. So don't worry about that. But I feel like it would be nice at some point to... I think Brock Lesnar will probably end up working New Japan. Maybe Goldberg will work a bit of New Japan as well. I would like to utilize Triple H here and there in certain things, but I don't want to give anything away, just in case storylines come out of it. So yeah, it'd be interesting how we do try and utilize Legends if we can. I think that'd be interesting. I like that idea, I do. Right, so the Briscoes are in control at this point in time. Mark Briscoe with Rowe in the middle of the ring as Jay Briscoe and Hanson on the outside. I mean, I feel like I was having this discussion with PJ Tover the other day, actually, and he suggested it himself about the potential of Austin doing work with AEW at some point, which does seem possible because he does seem to be working a bit with them at the moment anyway. Obviously, mutually work with his podcast and so forth. He had the podcast with Tony Khan and that sort of stuff. But it wouldn't surprise me if there is a little bit of a link up somewhere. I mean, even if Austin just shows up and does a promo one show, I think that'd be absolutely fantastic. Or can you imagine if he just turned up like mid-match and just attacked someone? That'd be immense if Austin just turned up mid-match and just attacked someone. I think that'd be really cool. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. Like I said, let me know what you think in the comment section down below with the idea of utilising Legends. I feel like we could use a couple of them here and there, maybe just for a special appearance. They'll never be a full-time member of the roster. But maybe if we organised a special match, I don't know. Maybe Shawn Michaels versus Tanahashi. Something like them sort of lines. Let me know what you want to see in the comment section down below anyway. As Hanson now just sitting on the back of Mark Briscoe, clubbing blows right to the side of the face as... That's Jay Briscoe, sorry. Mark Briscoe's on the outside attacking Rowe still. As Hanson has Jay Briscoe middle of the ring. Jay Briscoe, of course, a former Ring of Honor champion. Does Hanson ever a former Ring of Honor champion? I know he was fighting for the championship at one point. I don't know if he was ever a champion, was he? Mark Briscoe comes in, breaks up the pin. It was only a 2 count from the Michinoku driver by Hanson. Mark Briscoe fighting back, but Hanson catching with the elbow to the knee, and then a big discus forearm as well by Hanson. So the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions WarMachine need a victory here, not just for the momentum moving forward for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship match, but also the momentum of defending those belts at the New Japan pay-per-view as well. And that's a tap out there. Hansen is tapped out to submission from Mark Briscoe. And that does throw an interesting spanner in the works. I mean, where do the Briscoes stand in regard to the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships? I mean, I'm tempted to make that a triple threat at Dominion and put the Briscoes in there, but I feel that's pretty harsh on Best Friends because of the fact they're getting the Tag Team Championship match, because they've effectively been stripped of the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. I think we'll keep it the way it is for now, with that that one team on one team tag team match. But I feel like the Briscoes will definitely be in line for a New Japan Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match at some point in the future. But great win for the Briscoes. That's going to give them great momentum moving forward to our first pay-per-view in a couple of weeks' time, when they will be fighting against, as I said, SCU, War Machine, and Red Dragon to become the first inaugural Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. Good win. We'll also see the Briscoe brothers as part of our Combat Zone Wrestling Universe mode as well, I think. I think a lot of the companies now, with the demise of WWE, have realised that working together is the best thing for all of wrestling. So I think we'll definitely see these two guys getting a bit of action in for Ring of Honor, as well as New Japan, and probably, like I said, Combat Zone Wrestling as well. Right, main event time. Hold on to your hats, boys and girls. Yep, that's right, you requested it, and he has returned. CM Punk, after seeing the demise of WWE, he was very happy. He said that WWE sucked all of the enjoyment, sucked all of the passion out of wrestling for him. And now they're gone. We're back down to the salt of the earth wrestling companies, the ones that want to improve and the ones that want to impress the fans. Not the ones that want to just line their pockets. And because of that, CM Punk has made his triumphant return. He's just working Ring of Honor for now, but who knows how contracts will work moving forward. We could see him anywhere, could we? We could see a few matches in New Japan, potentially. We could see, who knows, he could pop up at AEW at some point. We'll have to wait and see what happens as we move on. But this match right here is the first of 4 qualifying matches to make it into the main event at the Best in the World pay-per-view to crown our first Ring of Honor Heavyweight Champion. We've got 4 matches, including this one, over the next 3 episodes. So we have got Samoa Joe versus CM Punk, we've got Kevin Owens versus El Generico, we've got AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins, and we've got Adam Cole versus Austin Aries. The winners of those 4 matches will go into that fatal 4-way. I'm going to call it an Iron Man match. I wasn't going to originally, but I think a 20-minute Iron Man fatal 4-way, just to give a nod back to Ring of Honor's roots and how they crowned their first Ring of Honor champion. I think that'd be nice. So both these guys fighting for the chance to be in that match. Of course, we already know Samoa Joe's going to be fighting for the TNA Heavyweight Championship next week, the Impact Wrestling Heavyweight Championship next weekend at Unbreakable in that triple threat against AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels. So there's a chance for Joe here to get himself into 2 massive championship matches in 2 successive weeks. But I say there's a chance here. There is a CM Punk in the way, but the one thing Joe's got to try and work on is the potential ring rust of CM Punk. We've not seen him in the ring now for a few years. Is he still going to be at the same level he was before? I think it might take him a bit of time to get back to where he was before, so this might be the best time for Samoa Joe to get him. And of course, if you don't know, this is one of Ring of Honor's most famous match sort of feuds, I suppose, the CM Punk versus Samoa Joe feuds. I believe part of that was 2 hour-long draws. I'm hoping we don't get an hour-long draw here tonight, but you know, anything's possible. Nice knee to the face there by CM Punk as he drops into the pin on Samoa Joe. Joe managed to kick his way out. Punk with a boot across the spine, but Joe straight back up on his feet and just clotheslines CM Punk over the top of the ropes. See, I wonder, right? This is going to get really, like, we're breaking down, is it the 4th wall? I can't remember what it is now. So the way this universe mode works, right? Obviously, WWE is gone. That's the idea behind it. So if I was to turn around and say, for example, Paul Heyman has brought out Combat Zone Wrestling. He is now the owner of Combat Zone Wrestling. Therefore, the likes of CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, and other names are now happy to work the odd Combat Zone Wrestling show. Would that work for you guys, or would that be a little bit too out of it? Should we just keep to what we're doing and not try and go too outlandish? I mean, I'm trying to be realistic to the idea that WWE is gone and that sort of thing. So it's a possibility that would happen if WWE went. The likes of Paul Heyman and those sort of guys, even Triple H, would try and work their way into other companies, maybe, or even start their own companies. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Maybe ECW restarts, something like that. Nice powerbomb there by Samoa Joe on CM Punk. There's the pin. Wow, only a 2 count, but it's getting closer. Samoa Joe almost securing his place in that main event. At best in the world. Boot to the head there by CM Punk. Punk now into a neck breaker on Samoa Joe. I've just realised I might change the matches, sorry. I think I'm going to change the matches. I think I might drop Austin Aries out of the championship match. Because I've just realised I forgot to put Bryan Danielson in there. Yeah, okay. We will do that. So Daniel Bryan versus Adam Cole. And then to say sorry to Aries, I'll put him in the Ring of Honor Television Championship match, I think. I think so. That seems fair. Joe. Boot to the side of the head of CM Punk. A maneuver he's used to knock out Kurt Angle in the past. Pin by Joe. And once again, Punk kicking out. But again, there's not a lot left in those kickouts. Joe, shining wizard. Back of the head of CM Punk. And Joe is dominating Punk here. This was not the triumphant return I think he was hoping for. Punk fighting back. And the big knee strikes right in the gut and in the face of Joe. And Punk trying to showcase some of the maneuvers he's learnt on the MMA scene by the looks of it. Those strong knee strikes and potential submissions as now Punk going for a butterfly backbreaker. And now look where Joe is positioned. Punk heading up top. We've not seen this in a long time. CM Punk summoning the spirit of the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Look at that big elbow, but he took too long about it, and Samoa Joe avoided it. And now Joe in a great position here, just a boot to the back of the neck of CM Punk. And just when we thought Punk had managed to get himself in a great position, he took too long over it, and now Joe takes him up. And Joe dropping CM Punk in the Muscle Buster. There's the pin. Samoa Joe with a 1. The 2. No, Punk is kicked out. Okay. Respect, Punk. I respect that. I was not expecting that whatsoever, I must admit, but I respect your balls are getting out of that, mate. I really do. Joe now just twisting the head of CM Punk. Slamming him back of the head first into the mat. Now Joe springs off and drops a back senton. Brings Punk back up to his feet. Joe now into the T-bone suplex. And maybe it wasn't the wisest idea for CM Punk to kick out, you know. Joe dropping a knee right in the face of CM Punk. A boot in the gut as well. Now Joe looking for that alley-oop suplex. Bringing Punk back up to his feet once again, but Punk fighting back. There's the uppercut. Running knee strike by CM Punk. Bringing Joe back up, but Joe playing possum and just sending Punk flying over his shoulders, dropping to the ground below hard. Joe sending Punk into the corner once again. Spins him round. What does Joe have planned? Not a second one. Surely it is. Up he goes. A second muscle buster, and surely that is game, set, match in this one. Joe is surely going to best in the world with a 2. And the 3, and Samoa Joe does pick up a victory over CM Punk. It wasn't the best return for CM Punk. It was a bit like his MMA debut, to be honest. But either way, CM Punk, we expected he was going to have some ring rust. He's not been in the ring for a good few years. So maybe he needs to build himself up. Maybe diving straight back in at the deep end wasn't the greatest idea for him. Taking on someone like Samoa Joe, who's never stepped away from the ring and is arguably in some of the best form of his entire career at this point in time, was always going to be a difficult job for him. This was the big change in the match for me, I think. At this point, he was at great momentum. He just took too long with that elbow, and Joe was able to get back up on his feet, and there was the first of the 2 muscle busters, which was only enough for the 2 count, which very much surprised me. I thought that was game, set, match there and then, but Punk just kicked out, but Joe just kept going at it, didn't panic, and wins the match. So Samoa Joe will be the first man in our Ring of Honor Heavyweight Championship Iron Man match at our first Ring of Honor pay-per-view, which is hopefully going to be Best of the World, and it will be in 2.5 weeks' time. We've still got 2 more episodes of Ring of Honor to come for you, though, and the rest of the qualifying matches. Like I said, we've got Owens versus El Generico, Styles versus Rollins, and Adam Cole versus Daniel Bryan. Anyway, guys, that's the end of our first episode of Ring of Honor. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then please do hit a like and, of course, subscribe if you would like to see some more. We'll be back tomorrow with our first episode of New Japan Pro Wrestling for this season. And, of course, we'll be back next Wednesday for more Ring of Honor. Don't forget to check out this weekend. We've got the best of the best pay-per-view for Combat Zone Wrestling. We've got All Elite, All In pay-per-view. And we've also got a retro show coming for you as well. So I have got a hell of a lot of recording to do. So I better wrap this up now. I've been Shabby Gamer Fate Mitchell Watch. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.